Hello and welcome to our smerdp video, and today we are looking at Wave 12, Power Rangers Lightning Collection Dino Thunder Yellow Ranger, aka Kira, aka the one who sang, aka I've got nothing else to say. Let's move on. We got a nice little logo up there of Dino Thunder with the little Tyrannosaurus Rex tail going on there, like the actual Sigma. That was terrible. And for some reason all day I've had the tune for this, and it's a really catchy tune, and that's not why I'm reviewing this, by the way, but it was just really in my head pretty much all day. If you're a mint and collect boxer, this is what the last of the classic environmentally damaging packages from Hasbro, which they have now moved away, so you have a different system to work with. I'm not a mint box collector with these, so I don't actually mind. I'd rather be recycling because I am who I am. But if you think about it logically, those who are keeping a mint in box are not putting that packaging back into waste streams as well. It's only people like me that would be disposing of this that would be doing that, and I feel as long as I'm recycling, it's going back into the world in some other plastic form. Anyway, let's move on from my environmental tutorial before I get too carried away and start pretending that I know what I'm talking about. Yes, I have been to an energy recenter in Slough in the UK. Anyway, moving on. Let's have a look at this figure. Bonkers I am. So, firstly, I'm going to tell you that I am disappointed. I'll tell you why I'm disappointed. And just bear with me. It's been a while since I've watched Dino Thunder. I'm actually intending to watch all seasons of Power Rangers at some point this year. I'm disappointed because Kira does not come with a sword. Now, I would have to go back and physically watch the series to say whether that's correct or wrong. However, it does feel slightly wrong. The fact that Ethan and Connor come with their swords, their thunder swords. So I find that immediately disappointing. Also, in terms of, she comes with a gun. So the gun's meant to go in there, but it's clearly not almost designed for the gun to pop in. You've got to put pressure to even get in there in a decent way that it will stay in there. So I just really wanted to point out that that feels a little bit disappointing. So, other than that, let's move on. So she's got a nice little head sculpt. Once again, I'd have to go back and watch the series, but it feels like there could have been some more lines to define the top piece of this, perhaps. Maybe I'm being overcritical. She does have the white around the black shield, which is nice. And then the mouth doesn't have anything, which I think is normal. I mean, I'd have to have a look at the other ones, which we will do before the end of this review. We'll see them together. So she has a nice dino picture there. And this is on the pinless mold. So it does have some nice articulation. She has a nice little dino shirt, etc. But it does feel, I'm not going to lie, I feel like she's not been given the same love as the rest of this team. And the rest of the team have been given so much love, and they look so awesome. All right, you can argue that Connor's weapon wasn't painted. They messed up on Trent's visor, and we had to go get replacement helmets. But this, off the bat, feels just a little bit disappointing to begin with. So, okay, so let's look at articulation. So the head can rotate all the way around and up and down. It does feel a little easy there, which makes me worry about when I'm going to take this headpiece off. The arm can go all the way around, can lift it up. There is movement on the ball joint there. It's always very stiff to move. Oh, there we go. It's really moving there. We got movement on the bicep, and then we do have this double joint. Now, remember, on females, that piece of plastic is very, very thin, so do be careful, especially in the first couple of movements, because it will take a while before it gets loose. Some people use hair dryers. You can see mine is very tough to move, and you want to be careful because you don't want to damage that. Okay, movement on the wrist, and then it's on the side where you can move the hand up and down. There we go. And there's movement. So the movement is on the chest piece, and then there's nothing underneath. And then you've got the skirt. The skirt doesn't restrict. So it's actually quite good because the skirts is plastic. I was thinking, well, that's going to be a little really disappointing. She does have the ab crunch there. No, does she? I'm just making crap up. There's looks like movements under. I'm sorry, you can't really see it. It looks like there's meant to be movement under there. No, it doesn't have that bit. I was checking if it had that little peg where you can drop down the leg and get some more movement. There is a swivel on the thigh. She does have double joints on the leg. However, this thigh is, I don't know, it's a little bit bigger, so it doesn't sit exactly flush on there. There is swivel on the boot, a lefty, righty, an upsy, and a downsy. There we go. Right, so I just wanted to point out, before I move on, the different shades of yellow. So you can immediately, well, I hope you can see it. There's a different shade there and there. The skirt almost feels like a different shade. So you can definitely see on there the difference in that. And then on, I've got some real dodgy paint on there. In terms of, it just looks scrappy and damaged. In fact, where the morpher is, it looks even worse. The morpher's not painted. So I'm, from that perspective, a wee bit disappointed. So like I said, she seems to, even though I was very excited for this figure, it seems like big time letdown Kira. And then we have the weapons, which pretty much have no paint whatsoever. They couldn't even bother to paint the eye. So from that perspective, very disappointed. And these are core weapons, etc., which you know expect to be painted. But they have painted the Dino gun, which I'll give them kudos for that. And if you want, you can put the little blast effect on there. So she's blasting things, so not the worst effect that we've got. And then we've got the head sculpt, and these things are hit and miss. I sometimes look at these and I think, wow, do you know what? Could they have done a better job? I mean, it looks like Hermione out of not Lord of the Rings, goodness. Harry Potter, goodness, what am I doing? It's been a long day at work, forgive me. But she does have the sort of flare Brady hair, which is pretty cool. I do dig that a lot. And in terms of hand, she has a sort of open hand, which has a thumb in there. I'm not sure what that means, whether that means 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And then she's got a slap hand, which I've just slapped down there. Anyway, let's bring in the other characters so we can have a look at them together. Okay, so here is Kira with Team Dino Thunder, and obviously we've got Dr. O to come in at some point this year, which I'm really excited for to to have this team complete. And yeah, you can see that they look really, really good together. But immediately you can, I don't know whether it's just me, but I feel like there is this big letdown in terms of her having this gun, and that's how they've approached this, whereas they've got their swords, they've got their main weapon. White Ranger came with two daggers, if I remember correctly, and they look great. So for all the paint apps failing, you know, blue is my favorite. This shield is banging. You know, they painted that, but then they didn't paint the others. And I just wanted to bring in this point about this this belt, so you can see that it is exactly the same belt. All right, the men's may be marginally sized bigger, but it is designed to have this sword in peace. You know, she is meant to have the sword in there like that. It fits perfectly. It's designed for this, and it just feels like a really bit of a letdown. I almost feel like I need to go and find a cheap Dino Thunder red or blue to try and get this sword so that she is complete. But like I said, I would have to go back and watch the series where my facts are correct. I could be completely wrong, and if I'm wrong, and you know, if you're a massive fan of Dino Thunder, it's one of your favorites, please, you know, just tell me, Paul, you messed up. This she didn't ever have the sword. She always had a gun, but the gun just doesn't seem to feel like it fits in there. I've never tried to put the gun the other guns in any of the holsters. But once again, you can see the difference in terms of comparison. It's like this one of the area specs was given this RAL color or spec to work to, whereas this one, you know, you got the darker blue and a different red, and you know, you got a silver bit on the bottom there. It's like it's quite frustrating to get these inconsistencies across the whole entire line. But you know, it does happen, unfortunately, and that's the problem when you're trying to get different figures out in each wave, rather than saying this is a Dino Thunder wave. You're trying to appeal to the variety, which is great. I don't mind it, but keep the consistency throughout every single wave. That's all I'm saying. That would be very, very nice. And here they are without their helmets. Now, if I remember correctly, we got Kira, we got Connor, we got Ethan, and we got Trent Mercer. Was that a dad? Oh man, that's gonna bug me. No, the dad was called Anton, so it must be Trent. Yes, I love this series. Anyway, I just haven't watched it for a long time, so a little bit hit and miss. I just wanted to show all the head sculpts together. I mean, Connor McNeil's head sculpt is one of the funniest ever going. Ethan, I'm still undecided if it even looks like him. Trent looks pretty cool, and I've got to admit that this does sort of have a resemblance to Emma, the actress who played Kira. So there we go. So, but I like to give you the full picture so you can see it and decide for yourself. I guess it's kind of a mixed bag for me in terms of this figure. You know, I was really excited to have this figure. I've had it for a little while, and sometimes it takes me a little while to get around to reviewing things, as I review multiple things, etc. But in particular, I was excited about this and having that team almost complete. So it does feel like we have been let down by Hasbro a bit. I mean, you could immediately, if you look at all the morphers, they are just the color of the Ranger, apart from weirdly enough Ethan's, which is white. So it's just a bizarre QC thing, etc. And the molding's really good on these as well, which makes it even more disappointment. I used to have the red morpher. Well, my son did. I used to mess it up. I used to go play with it. Anyway, so, you know, it's a mixed bag for me. This could have been so much better. This is meant to be. They sold this as a premium line. These figures are now, what, 26 quid a pop. You know, it's frustrating that you're paying a lot more than you was a year or a year and a bit ago, and the QC issues are still there. Other than that, very happy. Glad to be seeing my Power Ranger collection grow. I love Power Rangers. So from that perspective, I'm very happy to finally have a semi-decent Dino Thunder Kira. So anyway, if you like my video, please support me by subscribing. Really appreciate that. Thank to everybody that is sub to me. I appreciate you folks a lot. Without you, I wouldn't be where I am today. Continue, well, I probably still would be reviewing. I just wouldn't have you guys watching me. Make sure you look after yourself. Very important these days. And as always, embrace the geekiness. Take care. Goodbye.